Welcome to the second session of the short story, The Gift of the Magi by O. Henry. This short story, as you may know, is prescribed for the students of BA Part 3 in the subject of English Literature, Paper 2, English Prose and Fiction. The theme and moral of the story. The Gift of the Magi is a classic example of irony in literature. Irony is a literary technique in which an expectation of what is supposed to occur means happen or take place, differs greatly from the actual outcome. In this case, Jim and Della sacrifice their most treasured possessions so that the other can fully enjoy his or her gift. Jim sells his watch to buy Della combs, expecting her to be able to use them. Della sells her hair to buy Jim a chain for his watch. Neither expects the other to have made that sacrifice. The irony here works both on a practical and on a deeper, more sentimental level. Both Della and Jim buy each other a gift that ultimately seems financially foolish. Being poor, they cannot afford to waste money on things they can't use. However, what they get is something they don't expect. A more intangible means something that you cannot touch but can only feel from the heart and understand. A more intangible gift that reminds them how much they love each other and are willing to sacrifice to make each other happy. The story's setting at Christmas time makes it a popular story for the holiday season. Its major theme is the difference between wisdom and foolishness, or having or not having, a sense of judgment and understanding. Both Jim and Della behave impulsively. In other words, they don't give a forethought to the consequences of their action, sacrificing their greatest treasures without thinking about the consequences and focusing instead on making one another happy. From an entirely practical perspective, perspective means viewpoint or understanding, excuse me, this does not make much sense because they cannot enjoy the gifts that are supposed to make them happy. Jim and Della are thinking about the present moment and the material possessions that give us pleasure. What they foolishly don't realize, however, is that they have given each other a greater gift, their sacrificial love. The lesson they ultimately learn is that their love for each other is worth more than all of the material possessions money can buy. O. Henry makes a somewhat humorous, though a meaningful comparison between the Magi in the Bible and Jim and Della at the end of the story. The theme of love. Gift of the Magi is the story of a poor young couple whose love for each other is the most important thing in their lives. Such is their love that they are led to sacrifice their most valuable possessions to find Christmas gifts for each other. The warm home they make together contrasts with the drabness, dullness, and dryness of their poverty and the dreary world outside. Their love seems to know no bounds, though Della, the wife, worries about how her sacrifice will affect her husband because of how it affects her looks. If ever there were a story with the message that all you need to be happy is love, this is it. The theme of sacrifice. The two main characters in Gift of the Magi are a husband and wife who give up their most precious possessions to be able to afford gifts for each other on Christmas Eve. The story seems to be all about sacrifice. We watch Della go through the process of deciding to make the sacrifice and going through with it, only to discover that her husband has made the same sacrifice. The story's narrator assures us that in their willingness to give up all they have proven themselves the wisest of all the gift givers. It might remain unclear, though, exactly what their sacrifice has accomplished or how it has affected them. The theme of wealth, sorry. In many ways, the gift of the Magi is a story about what it means for something to be valuable. Does something's value lie in how much money it is worth? किसी चीज़ की कीमत क्या उसके रुपए की कीमत के अनुसार तय की जाती है? और आर अदर थिंग्स मोर वैल्यूबल देन मनी? या पैसे से ज़्यादा और भी कई चीज़ें जो ज़्यादा मूल्यवान हैं? द मेन कैरेक्टर्स आर वेरी पुअर. This is repeatedly emphasized, and yet the story suggests that their love for each other makes them very rich. It is that love which motivates them to give up the only things of monetary or personal value they have to buy presents for each other. Monetary यानी कि पैसे में जब हम कन्वर्ट करते हैं. Perhaps their poverty is what enables them to appreciate what really matters. Theme of women and femininity. The main character is the gift of the Magi is a woman named Della. Lovable as she is at times, Della is hysterical, often overreacting, a characteristic that the narrator identifies as feminine. मतलब लड़कियां या औरतें हर छोटी सी बात पर रोने लगती हैं. डेला भी वैसी ही है. Della's complete and single-minded devotion to her husband could raise the question of whether the love in their relationship is between equals or based on a difference in power between the two. अब हम गिफ्ट ऑफ द मैजाई के कैरेक्टर्स को देखते हैं. डेला, one devoted woman. Della is the loving, warm, selfless, खुद के बारे में नहीं सोचती है, सारा ध्यान हस्बैंड पे होता है, एंड ओकेजनली हिस्टेरिकल हेरोइन ऑफ द स्टोरी. Della's is financially poor. She spends all her days in a cramped मतलब not having enough space, छोटा सा सकड़ा तंग फ्लैट as mistress of the home. In other words, she is a homemaker. उनकी कोई जॉब नहीं है डेला की, वो अपना घर चलाती हैं. Della basically lives for one thing, or rather one person, and that is Jim, her husband. She has spent a lot of time leading up to Christmas just thinking of what to get him. She had been saving every penny she could for months with this result. $20 a week does not go far, which means that the salary that Jim earned was only $20 a week. And with living expenses being so high, they had to pay the rent for the flat, they had to buy food, etc. Very little money was saved at the end of the month. Expenses had been greater than she had calculated. They always are. Only $1.87 to buy a present for Jim. Her Jim. Many a happy hour she had spent planning for something nice for him. As you might understand from that, Della throws just about every bit of energy she has into being good to Jim. She loves him very much. She has been saving for months just to collect money for a Christmas present. She has even endured the humiliation of pinching pennies at stores. Pinching pennies means भाव तोल करना. एक एक पैसे के लिए उसने दुकानों में सब्जी वालों से बहस करके वो एक एक पैसा बचाती थी. He may not be bringing in much money, But Jim is an excellent person for Della. He deserves the absolute best, which is why she is so set on getting him the perfect present. Something fine and rare and sterling. Sterling means of the best quality. Something just a bit near to being worthy of the honor of being owned by Jim. These lines are taken from the text. Della is willing to go to any length to achieve this goal and ends up selling her one prized possession, her hair, to do it. Although she sheds a tear or two over the hair, that is, she is unhappy at parting with her precious hair, really it does not seem to affect her that much. She cries once and then she goes out of the flat to sell them. She does not even think it's much of a choice. She has to get Jim a present. I had my hair cut off and sold because I couldn't have lived through Christmas without giving you a present. It will grow out again. You won't mind, will you? I just had to do it. This is Della talking to Jim. In fact, the thing that seems to bother Della most about losing her hair is that Jim likes it so much. She is worried he won't find her pretty anymore, though she does not really have anything to worry about. He loves her as much as she loves him. She barely seems to think of herself at all. That is devotion. Is Della too devoted? Della is so devoted, in fact, you might be a little bit bothered. It might be difficult to define Della apart from Jim. That is, together they make a complete whole. She cannot imagine herself to be away from him or different. She lives for her husband. पूरी तरीके से पतिव्रता महिला है डेला और वो पूरे तरीके से अपने हस्बैंड के वेलफेयर में डूबी हुई है. But it looks like her husband might live only for her too. After all, he sacrifices his watch, which is a precious object that has been passed down through his family for generations and won't grow back to get her a gift. And given how humble their circumstances are and how hard his work must be, it is not clear what else he would have to live for besides Della. मतलब डेला के बाल तो शायद वापस बड़े हो जाएंगे, लेकिन जिम ने अपनी वॉच बेचकर ज़्यादा कठिन काम किया है क्योंकि उसको वो वॉच वापस कभी नहीं मिलेगी. और ये वॉच एक प्रकार से परिवार के में दादा परदादा के ज़माने से हैंड ओवर डाउन की जा रही थी. सो इज़ जिम जस्ट एज डिवोटेड टू डेला एज डेला इज़ टू जिम? इट इज़ लाइकली दैट ही इज़. If that is the case, though Della and Jim definitely play different roles, they are in a relationship of equality and equal devotion. That makes Della's own devotion less strange and kind of wonderful, like it's supposed to be. Della and Jim's utter devotion to each other is the whole point of the story after all. It is because of this devotion that both sacrifice their only prized possessions to get gifts for each other. That selflessness is what makes them wise givers, the Magi, and what teaches us the lesson about the meaning of giving that the narrator wants to get across, wants to convey to us, in other words. Still, it is true that we won't actually ever get to go inside Jim's head and see whether he loves her as much as she loves him. So if you want to be skeptical means doubtful, of the narrator's heartwarming ending, and be cynical means not believing that anybody can be so generous or giving, यानी कि किसी में कोई अच्छाई है ही नहीं. जब आप ऐसे सोचने लगते हैं तो आप cynical होते हैं. About Della, we suppose you can. Della's hysteria. But you might still find one more complaint to make about Della. She might seem unrealistically emotional. The very first thing we see her do is collapse into a sobbing fit on the couch. रोने लगती है वो. And once she gets Jim's present, she shrieks in ecstasy only to burst into tears almost immediately afterwards. And then an ecstatic scream of joy, and then, alas, a quick feminine change to hysterical tears and wails, necessitating the immediate employment of all the comforting powers of the lord of the flat. कहने का मतलब है ये लाइंस अगेन टेक्स्ट में से ली गई हैं. पहले तो जैसे ही डेला अपना गिफ्ट खोलती है जो जिम उनके उसके लिए लेकर आया है, तो खुशी के मारे उछल पड़ती है और फिर रोने लग जाती है. क्यों? कि उसको रियलाइज़ होता है कि वो जो कोम्स लेकर आया है वो उसके लिए बेकार हैं, एटलीस्ट अभी तो काम के नहीं हैं. एंड जिम को फिर लॉर्ड ऑफ द फ्लैट कौन है? जिम. उसको अपनी वाइफ को अपनी बाहों में भर कर चुप कराना पड़ता है. Not only that, throughout the story, Della just seems on edge, as if she were continuously overexcited. Della बहुत यंग है, बहुत उसके अंदर बहुत जोश भी है. Do you ever notice how Della never just walks or turns? She suddenly whirls, and as in suddenly she whirled from the window, or with a whirl of her skirts and with the brilliant sparkle still in her eyes, she fluttered out of the door. Then there is the time when she leaps up like a little singed cat and cries, "Oh, oh," just because she wants Jim to have his present so badly. Yes, Della is a little on the excitable side, to say the least. You might find it particularly irritating that the narrator seems to think that is part of what it means to be feminine. Let us remember that O. Henry wrote this story in 1906. Still, in our opinion, Della's excitement is more something to make you chuckle, means smile. It makes her more lovable. Della is just head over heels in love. पूरी तरीके से अपने हस्बैंड पर वो मोहित हैं. That inflates the importance. Inflates means increases the importance of just about everything and makes it rather easy to swing from the heights of happiness to the depths of despair in a matter of seconds. Can't we all relate to that a bit? हम सब इस बात को समझ सकते हैं. As for Della's sudden eruption of wails over Jim's present, our opinion is that there is a reason for that too. It is only that at that moment that it really hits her that her hair is actually gone. Now let us take a look at Jim. Jim's job is not so great. He is the only breadwinner for the Dillingham Young family, that is, him and Della. And it seems he works for long hours, but his salary is low. And it recently went from bad to worse. Whereas he used to make $30 a week, he is now down to just $20. He and Della are struggling just to pay the expenses of their small flat. So if Jim happens to seem a little tired, serious, overworked, and perhaps a tad bit underweight, tad means just slightly underweight, there is a good reason for it. He looked thin and very serious. Poor fellow. He was only 22, and to be burdened with a family, he needed a new overcoat and he was without gloves. The one thing that keeps Jim going is his love for Della. She is his Della. We don't get half as much exposure to his feelings as we do for Della's. But all evidence points to him being just as devoted to her as she is to him. Just like Della, Jim gives up his most precious possession to find a perfect gift for the person he loves. And it is not just because of her looks, even though she worries about them. "Don't make any mistake, Dell," he said, "about me. I don't think there is anything in the way of a haircut or a shave or a shampoo that could make me like my girl any less. Why does Jim love Della so much? Probably in part because she loves him so much. You may have noticed that Della is also little bit jumpy. Jim is definitely the more level-headed one in the relationship. वो थोड़ा समझदार है, स्थिर है उसका व्यक्तित्व. While she reacts to his presence with shrieks and wails, चीखना चिल्लाना, रोना धोना करती है, he just reacts to hers by rolling onto the couch and smiling. Madame Sofronie. Madame Sofronie is the owner of a hair shop, which we are told sells hair goods of all kinds. She is large, white, and chilly. Her manner is direct and to the point. She does not give off any signs of being impressed by Della's gorgeous, beautiful hair and casually offers to buy it for $20. Madame Sofronie's attitude creates a sharp contrast to that of Della and Jim. For both of them, Della's hair is a prized possession, her only prized possession, and Della's sale of it amounts to an enormous sacrifice. None of this matters to Madame Sofronie, for whom it is just another business transaction, which will perhaps means bring a bit more profit. You could say she presents the cold, uncaring world, rather, she represents the cold, uncaring world which exists outside the haven of love Della and Jim have built for themselves. She also represents a very different way of valuing things, purely for the money they fetch. Biblical allusions in The Gift of the Magi. The most obvious biblical allusions are in the title and the title's explanation in the concluding paragraph. Biblical means referring to the Bible. There are two other allusions that make this main one seem less tacked on. They occur when the narrator is describing the splendor, the beauty of Della's hair and Jim's watch. We are told Della's hair would outshine the Queen of Sheba's jewels and gifts, another character from the Bible. Likewise, Jim's watch would make King Solomon envious. Queen of Sheba and King Solomon, again, बाइबल के अन्य अनेक कहानियों में से इन दोनों की भी कहानियाँ हैं. When visiting Solomon, who considered the richest of Israel's kings, Sheba brought him an assortment of expensive gifts. This compassion stresses the value of the young couple's prized possessions. Meaning of the title. The meaning of the title is explained at the end. Despite this, it is still possible to miss the meaning if it is not read carefully. The giving of Della and Jim isn't being strictly compared to the giving of the Magi, as if they are equivalent. Before the full gift reveal, the narrator says the Magi brought valuable gifts, but that was not among them. What was not among them? I suppose he's talking about love. The difference between $8 a week and $1 million a year, as we are told earlier in the paragraph. So what is the difference? The difference is in the resources that are available to the givers. The gifts of the Magi were wise, possibly because they were generic, valuable things that could be exchanged for other things. बाइबल की कहानी में जब जीसस क्राइस्ट का जन्म हुआ था तो 3 किंग्स या राजा न्यूबॉर्न जीसस क्राइस्ट के लिए 3 गिफ्ट्स लेकर आए थे. वो गिफ्ट्स उस ज़माने के हिसाब से सही थीं, लेकिन उन गिफ्ट्स के लिए ये संभावना थी कि उनको बेचकर कुछ और ख़रीदा जा सकता था. जो गिफ्ट्स डेला और जिम एक दूसरे के लिए लेकर आते हैं वो गिफ्ट्स ज़्यादा वैल्यूबल हो जाते हैं क्योंकि दोनों ने उन गिफ्ट्स को ख़रीदने के लिए अपनी अपनी सबसे मूल्यवान और प्रिय चीज़ को बेचा था. The young couple's gifts were unwise. Materially, they would have been better off if they had not gotten each other anything. कुछ नहीं खरीदते एक दूसरे के लिए तो सही रहता. But the narrator tells us of all who give and receive gifts, such as they are wisest. Everywhere they are wisest. जो भी गिफ्ट्स देते हैं और लेते हैं सबसे समझदार लोग होते हैं. Rather than being equivalent to the Magi's, Della and Jim's gifts are superior. Magi's के गिफ्ट से ज़्यादा बेहतर हैं इन दोनों की गिफ्ट्स. The value is in the unselfish love displayed, not the material gain. What does the gift of the Magi mean? The gift of the Magi is about a young couple who sacrifice everything they have of value to give each other the best Christmas present. The gifts the Magi gave to Jesus must have been wise too, as the narrator of the story suggests at the end of the story. The Magi, according to the Christian tradition, the Magi were the three kings or the three wise men. According to the Christian Bible, the Magi were the trio. Trio means three kings who traveled to Bethlehem from somewhere in the east, probably Persia. Persia आज के ज़माने का ईरान देश का पुराना नाम है. To deliver three presents to the baby Jesus. According to the story, the Magi were wise folks. The gifts the Magi gave to Jesus must have been wise too, as the narrator of the story suggests. These gifts must have been the smartest, best gifts anyone could have given. And according to the narrator, that makes the two characters in this story, Jim and Della, just like the Magi. They gave each other the wisest gifts of all. What did Jim give Della? Combs, gorgeous jeweled tortoise shell combs for her hair that she had wanted for ages. Now at last she has them. But now, sadly, she has no hair. और इसके साथ ये कहानी द गिफ्ट ऑफ द मैजाई बाय ओ हेनरी का समापन होता है. थैंक यू.